Welcome to 5 Minutes, your quick dive into the wide-ranging world of insurance, technology, and leadership. I'm Miguel Edwards, and I'll be your guide as we explore these topics that are transforming not just the insurance industry, but the business world at large. Along with sharing observations I've made over the span of my career in insurance, technology, and operations, I'll be chatting with some of the brightest minds in business and leadership. Whether you're a seasoned executive or a rising star, an industry expert, or just curious about how technology is revolutionizing insurance, this is your perfect spot for your weekly dose of insights. This is 5 Minutes.
Yandy, you and I were talking earlier, off camera, and we were talking a little bit about data, and we've talked a lot about data here at the conference and in some of the discussions about how important that is, particularly even as you start preparing for AI and all kinds of other things. As you think about the typical challenges of access to data, and dare I even say information, what are some of the things that you're seeing out there and potential solutions?
Well, the biggest challenge that I see for any technology out there, specifically artificial intelligence, it's another tool that is going to enhance the day-to-day worker, but there's a big asterisk that is really not talked about enough, and that's the quality of the underlying data feeding these systems. If the data is not clean, or if the data is not doesn't have the right context, it goes along the same saying that is garbage in, garbage out.
Sure.
And if it's not addressed early enough, it's going to be a long-term issue for the industry. But I think a lot of people are taking initiatives to address that.
Got it.
The common issue is, access to information. Decision makers are pretty much, they want information. They want access to critical, real-time, accurate information. Mm-hmm. And that's typically a problem. The way to go really is building the right data ecosystem. Okay. That's where it starts. Right. All of this information is contained in most systems of record. And it's just a matter of how do you get that data out into an environment that then you can prepare for accurate business purpose outputs. It's not really the technical conversation. Right. It's more of, look, you can't really solve the technical need. You got to solve the business need first. Right. When you start with that, you solve a lot of problems along the way.
That makes a lot of sense. And what's resonating for me, Yandy, is that there was a conversation in one of the panels where, and I think it was a guy from Nationwide, he's talking about how like all of these big data initiatives, they have a very, very low success rate, big data initiatives. And I think what I'm hearing from what you're saying is because they're not tying to a business problem.
Yep.
Am I on the right track?
100%.
Okay, so we should start instead with what business problem are we trying to solve? And then now once I've identified that, now where do you go? Where do you take that from there? These are the problems, these are the questions I'm trying to answer. Where are you going to take it from there?
Yeah, so this is a principal question in building data warehouses, building data lakes. It's either top-down or bottom-up approach, one of the two. Right. But if you don't start with answering the business question first, sure, you can build something great that solves a problem, but it doesn't solve the critical problem. Right. And there have been many data initiatives throughout all industries, sure, not just insurtech. And the failure rate is primarily driven by the how those initiatives are basically being driven. Okay. Who is steering the ship? Is the sponsor a business user or a technical person? Right. And that can really make a huge difference between the outputs. Is the technical person really business oriented, asking those business questions so that the product that is being built is answering those questions? Sure. If it's just, hey, let's build a data warehouse to have the data in one place, that's nice, but is that data really modeled in a way that makes sense for the business to be able to ingest?
Thank you for joining this episode of 5 Minutes. If you've enjoyed our discussion, we'd love for you to share it with anyone else you think might find it interesting. Also, please subscribe on whatever podcast platform you're listening on and hit that bell to stay on top of the game with our practical 5-minute episodes. We look forward to seeing you again next week.